Hi all, right back with more Red Storm Dark Blue Defection. Scenario 1, Red Dawn. This is part 8, I think. Yeah, so just got part 7 done yesterday and watched it watched it back. I was going to make a few more comments. My strategy was terrible, like looking back on things, and it's probably clear to some of you that I could have Cobra flight could have come around and came head on to the guys, and that's what I should have been looking at doing. Because that +2 modifier for attacking from head on compared to the -2 or -1 I was getting for being in their beam. That's quite a big difference, isn't it? And I could have done that. I looked at it and I'm watching it back saying, no, Grant, you could actually just turn now and come up in front of them. I think what my concern was pull off, and I realised later on that obviously, okay, I'm just starting to see these things for the first time and how it all works. Disordered flights are pretty useless. There's not enough of what they can't attack. Now, if I was to attack pull off, he could respond by fighting back. Well, obviously not BVR, but if I was to decide to go and try and take him in air-to-air combat, then he would be able to fire his missiles back at me, but he can't initiate air-to-air combat. I think that's how it works anyway. So I shouldn't be concerned about pull-off, and this is our concern here. So the two bombing flights are heading for their last waypoint before the actual target, and we're going to have to get lucky with our rolls now, because I don't think I can get in front of them. I might be able to make a move this turn and get them back this way, but I want to make a BVR attempt to try and get some shots this time. So I'm not going to deliberately just turn just to get in position for them for the next turn, because they're about I say they're about 2 turns away from their airfield. It's maybe not, because I was forgetting that depending on their altitude, what their speed might be, Anyway, let's not delay that like that, as you tend to do. The other thing, I'd made a comment about the fact that I was talking about this being an airfield, and this isn't an airfield. These aren't the airfields, these are I'm assuming they're the cities or the towns. Urban, it's urban terrain. But I mean, there's Castle, that's obviously Castle City, and then here's the airfield here, that's what their target is. So I think the nearest airfield for Pool-Ov is Mulhausen down here. I think it's there. This one's slightly further away, so yeah. And something feels a bit weird about that, but I've only just released the video sometime today, so John and the likes has maybe not got a chance to watch it yet and come back with any comments, but we'll find out. The other thing that was annoying me is these max turn markers. So I'm just going to leave it round about the flight. Once things start getting more clogged up as we go on, I might need to adjust that. But as long as it's adjacent, or as long as these markers are adjacent to the actual flight, I should be able to understand. And remember, this will just come off right away. But it's kind of, I think we should be seeing the actual flight and just seeing what state that they are in, and whatever, right? So disordered's pretty bad. In fact, it's really bad. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Right, let's move on. So, sequence of play, random event. Oh, yeah, this is not what we got it the first couple of times as well. There's a random event that stops us from making attacks, isn't it? So that could, let's roll and see what we get. 10, that is not a good number, because I get the feeling it's round about 9 or 10. Oh, cringe. I think that's bad. Right, give me a sec to find it. Yeah, I think this is bad. It's 9 and 10, isn't it? Just checking that it's not one we ignore. No, we don't ignore it. And on the bot random event instructions for 9 and 10, It's command confusion. This event only applies to the human player side. Ignore any results that affects the bot side. That is why did I speak about it at first? So for that side, flights may not initiate air-to-air combat this turn. I remember, I rolled it the first 2 times and we weren't in range to be able to carry out an attack anyway. Well, I think that could just about have done it for us. All we can do now is trying to get into a position where we're in front of them to have the BVR, and we also want to not just BVR them. We want to get in and have air, so we want to be close to them as well. So that's the best we can do. So we cannot initiate it. Can't initiate it, but then they're bombers, they're not going to attack us, and their MiG-29's disordered, so yeah, that was a bummer. Right, jamming phase, right, nothing happening there. Detection phase, roll to detect undetected flights. Now, one of their flights went undetected, didn't it? Well, I suppose we've got 2 flights to check. Yeah, again, I'll show this card for now, but I'm going to stop that after we finish the scenario, which I keep saying, I know. Right, let's check the 2 US flights. Cobra is in a clear hex at low altitude. Roach is in rough at deck, so that's good, isn't it? And we're rolling on the Warsaw Pact's detection, which is C. So Roach has deck in rough, so he's got a -4. Yeah, so Roach has a -4 on the C column. Rolled 12, -4 is only 8 on the C column, is not enough, so Roach stays undetected. Cobra is at low altitude, he's not at deck, so he gets no modifiers. Oh, 20. 2 zeros. Yeah, Cobra's detected then. Not really that relevant, I suppose, but yeah. Right, and then the other flight, well, Pulov, and then the C flight. The C flight's more important. C flight is at deck. It's not in rough though, and it's not adjacent to mount. No, that's not. That doesn't matter. It's not in rough or mountain. It's at deck, and Pulov is at low altitude. It's not at deck, so no modifiers. So checking on the D column for the NATO player, we'll roll for the C flight, and we need a 13, is it, or a 12? No, 13. We need a 13 or greater. We get a 16. Excellent. So that one is detected. However, we were looking for that result, but we were also wanting to be able to fire it, weren't we? Right, let's see. Pulov. So again, we need the 13. Not really that relevant. 9, 11. So just short. So Pulov stays. So that's our normal detection attempt. So I'm not really sure it's that relevant about bothering about the other 2 flights, is it? Going on to check visual detection, and well, yeah, I suppose you should go through the procedure, Grant. I don't think it's going to matter. These 2 flights are kind of out of the game. And, you know, it's well, actually, that's not technically true, I suppose. I just rolled a straight up 20 there. So I mean, if I'd been rolling for that in the admin phase to get that the disorder removed, that would have done it. So okay, maybe we should. Right, so doing a visual detection then for Pulov on Roach, because it's within 4 hexes. Now he has this IRST. Oh, hang on. He's disordered. He can't do the visual. He's disordered. Did we make the mistake of that the last time, maybe? I seem to remember watching it back and thinking, oh, wait, now, and then maybe I forgot about it. It's possible I maybe missed that then. Maybe he did do because I remember us doing the IRST. Ah, yeah, I must have blundered with that. Because he can't do a visual detection. I mean, it tells you that. How many times have we read that disordered, but... I was watching back over the video thinking, you must have got sick of me reading that rule. And here I'm looking it up again. They may not visually detect, radar search, initiate air-to-air combat, or make air-to-ground. Right, so yeah, he cannot. I think we tried that, didn't we? Because I seem to remember doing the IRST. So that was a mistake. So maybe somebody will pick that one up. I'm sure John will spot that. Although it wouldn't surprise me, there's that much in this game, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me if it maybe didn't, because there's that much. Right, so he can't do the visual. However, Roach can try to visually detect him. He's within 4. It doesn't have to be in their forward arc or anything. Yeah, I definitely done that IRST, didn't I? So I must have got that wrong. Oh! And I'm just about to do it again, because this guy's disordered too. So I was just about to make a mistake again. No, hold on though, Grant. Cobra can do it. Yeah, Cobra can do it. But Pulov could not have done it, because he was disordered. And I definitely feel like we'd done the IRST. Because I remember saying if he had been... If the second, he can do 2 attempts at it if it's in his forward arc. If the second one, if it's in his forward arc, I think. Okay, so Cobra can attempt to visually detect Pulov, and on the visual column, target is 3 or 4 hexes away. No. Different altitude band. No, we're both at low actually. Target used dash throttle, previous turn night only. Detecting aircraft in rear. Yeah, cause that's one we were looking at. Yeah, I clearly blundered there. Okay, so there's no modifiers, and visual requires a 13 as well. So we shall try it again. 11. It's close, but no. So, and then like we say, right, hang on though. No, it's too far away. They're too far away to... They need to be within 4 hexes. Yeah, so no visual. And then radar. Well, it's only the MiG that's got the radar, and again, he can't use that because he's disordered. And there's no early warning radar. Right, okay, that's detection done. So both Roach and Pulov have stayed undetected, but like I say, the relevance of that. Right, movement phase. We're going to roll for initiative. Well, I thought this was going to matter, but the fact we can't fire, it's not going to matter. Rolled a 7 though, so I think that's Warsaw Pact. Yeah, 7 or greater Warsaw Pact. They get to choose, and obviously, being the bot, they automatically will choose. Let's move that out of the way. Maybe play card 5 coming up. I'll put that up there just now. So yeah, draw a chip. So they've got 3 flights. So let's see what they draw. It's a 4 on the large side, so yeah, 2 on the small side. So fact that they're disordered. Real bot fights in the suit move first. Yeah, so what have we got? We've got a heart, a spade, and I think Pulov's a heart, isn't he? Yeah. So 2 hearts and a spade. So we need to roll between the... Right, hang on. They're only getting to activate 2 of their 3 flights, though. Well, we still need to decide if it's the heart or the spade. So the heart is odd. I rolled even, so it's going to be the spade. Okay. And he's at high altitude. So hang on, that's a spade. So yeah, so this guy, what is it? What's his name? Dolokhov. And he's not got any markers on him, he's not in any state or anything like that. He's just want to carry on doing his thing. And yeah, so he's at high altitude. And when he reaches, yeah, I think I was getting it wrong because it says, it says once it reaches that waypoint, and remember, to reach that waypoint, it only needs to be 1 hex adjacent to that. And I was thinking about the random bot flight altitude change, but my guess is that once it reaches this, it's go, because it says at waypoint A4, bot unactivated generic and SU-24 flights must descend to low altitude and remain at low altitude for the bombing run. So I think we're going to ignore the random roll of altitude change because that doesn't really make any sense, does it? So how is that high? What is his combat throttle? He's Laden at high. He's got a movement of 3. So yeah, so 1 and then 2, and then once he reaches there, he's then changing to this waypoint. He's got his target now. I think he's just going to move in there, though, isn't he? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Well, hang on. Would he not drop to medium there then? Because he can drop a free. You can drop a free level per movement point, can you? It's only when you're climbing that you've got to pay. I think that's right. Yeah, dive to any lower altitude band. On completing a dive action, the flight may make a free turn. Oh, hang on. Move 1 hex straight ahead. On entering a hex, the flight may do one or both of the following. A, make a free turn up to the allowance indicating the turntable. B, freeway descend 1 altitude band. So my guess is when he moves in there, he drops to medium. And then his final movement point is going to move into there, do a free turn. I'll leave that there. And also drop to low altitude. That's what he wants to be doing. Whether I'm jumping ahead there a little bit, I don't know, but that seems to me like he wants to do that. I'll leave the cube on top. He will be given a max turn marker because he did finish with a free turn. I'll just put that at the side of him. Yeah. Well, let's just say if we don't get to him now, well, either if he gets the initiative next turn, it's over, isn't it? Because all he does is move 1, 2, 3, and that's it. He just needs to move into that hex. Yeah, we've made a mess of this, haven't we? Oh well. Well, still got a chance. We've still got a chance if we can move into a good position now. And well, yeah, we need the initiative, or we need him to draw a 0 chip. Right, so he's still got 1 more flight to move, and he's got the choice between the 2. We don't need to roll dice, and the fact... Oh. Real bot flights in the suit move first. See, there's a snag to us not having this as a real bot flight then, because this is still a generic flight. So, still not sure about if we should be having the marker in there, but I did notice that by doing that, he was enabled to still use the clean movement, clean combat throttle speed. But I mean, technically, he shouldn't really be, because he's definitely a bomber, isn't he? And he's laden with bombs. So I don't know. I dare say John might make a comment or let me know what should happen with that. Because right now we have to decide between these 2 hearts. They're both hearts, and it says the real bot flights in the suit move first, and we've only got 2 flights to move because we only drew a 2, so it means that this guy is going to actually move first, And well, it's actually he's still going to get a move afterwards. So right, so pull of now he is still not adjacent to I'm going to move him up a bit. Still not adjacent to an orbit point, is he? Because he is. So he's going to move now, and he's got a disorder marker on him. He's at low altitude. If not adjacent to an orbit, dash throttle. So he can do that this time. So he's going to dash throttle, climb one altitude band, and move as close as possible to the nearest orbit rally point. So I think that's what's going to happen. The MiG-29 Fulcrum is clean. Is going to dash at low altitude. There's going to be 5 movement points. You can see the card there. So dash at low altitude, 5 movement points. His first movement point is going to take him up to medium. And yeah, I think I was asking why does he want to climb. Well, you can see that by climbing you can move faster, can't you? I mean, dash at high altitude for him is 7 movement points. So that's the whole point, is to get away quickly. So I think he's wanting to head for Mulhausen or one of the other bit. But so that was 1 movement point. He's got 4 still to go. 1, 2, 3, 3 turn, 4, something like that. That was his altitude. That's his disordered status. And yeah, that's about that. So he moved at dash throttle though, so we need to remember that, because he's going to lose a fuel point. Or get a fuel point marked off, should I say. Okay, so that was the 2 flights. They've still got 1 flight to move. So that gets chucked back in, and we draw a chit now. And we've got 2 flights, obviously. I suppose this really matters though, doesn't it? Right, oh, it's a large 1, so this could be a 0, huh? That is a 0. So, yeah, we are not getting to do anything next. So back to Warsaw Pact. Well, he's still going to draw a check, because he could draw a 0 as well. Again, this is probably not really that relevant. So 2 for a large, 1 for a small. Okay, so he's going to get to activate his last flight. I'll put that there just now. And, yeah, again, well, I guess this is how we're playing it, so we'll just stick with this for now. We're going to give him the clean movement, speed at combat throttle, so he's going to get a movement of 4, which, yeah, does seem to be a little bit wrong, that. So 1, 2, 3. When he reaches there, he's got to go to low altitude. What does it say? Oh, it says descend to low altitude. Well, we're going to have to climb to low altitude, so I assume. Yeah, okay. So, going to move him to 4 then. 1, 2, 3, and when he reaches there, he would be doing the random. But we're not going to do that there, because once he reaches that waypoint, which is, my thinking is it's 1 hex adjacent to it, it then kicks in what he's going to do. So he's now going to, with the last movement point, he's going to go to low altitude then. I suppose that kind of works. And then, yeah, he's just standing by. We're going to have to take, because if we take that guy, he can go 1, 2, oh, actually, no, he can't, because he's only going to have, they're only going to have 3 movement points, which Tolikov can reach. So I do have, as long as I can take Tolikov out, I've got okay, right, that's the 2 Warsaw Pact flights, well, the 3 Warsaw Pact flights moved. So that chit goes back in. Now we don't need to draw any chits now, because we get to move our 2 flights. Oh, it doesn't really matter, but well, I suppose we should move roach, so max turn comes away. We've got deck level. Well, this time we could go up to dash. Should we try and climb? No, not really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think is it. You just need to be adjacent to the airfield. I don't think none of this matters anyway, Grant. I'll just leave him at combat thrall. So he's at deck level. He's got a movement of 4. So 1. He couldn't turn straight away because he had the max move. 1. Free turn. 2, 3, 4. He's still disordered, and he's still at deck altitude, and he's in rough. He's got a choice there actually, because he's on the spine. I think you get the choice there. Right, now for the more important flight, Cobra. Low altitude. So if we go to dash, we get 5 movement. I think we've got to this time, haven't we? Get that extra movement. So we need to reach. Well, so I'm going to have to stay at low altitude. Well, I suppose I kind of want to stay at low altitude though as well. Well, let's see if this works. I need to turn to start with. And my max turn is... Oh, I've got that. If I go up to dash though. If we go up to dash, at 4 speed it's 120 degrees. 5 to 8 speed it's 90 degrees. I was wondering, I was watching myself back turning these. Am I getting this right? That is 30. That is 60. Maybe I did get something wrong there. That is 90, clearly. I think I've maybe done a wee turn wrong. I seem to think that I went from there to there being 30, but that's not right, is it? That's 30 up the spine. That's 60. Yeah, because I remember turning from there to there and saying that was a 60-degree turn. And then thinking, how can you go from north to east and it'd be 60 degrees, Grant? It's clearly 90 degrees. So, yeah, there's another one somebody should pick up. I can't remember where it is in the video, but... okay. Well, I'm learning. Right, so I can do a free... No, not a free. I'm going to pay for this. I've got 5 movement. I can do a 90-degree turn. Well, that's clearly just boom, like that, isn't it? That's what I want to do. So that's 1 movement point. I'll move this behind them. So then 2... hang on. If you do a free turn on the spine, you fall into the hex, don't you? Where does it show that? 6.32. Give me a sec. Yeah, page 9 there. Can I get this? Might as well show this. Says illustration. A flight on a hex side turns 30 degrees clockwise. It moves into the hex in the direction of the turn and is now facing 30 degrees away from its original heading. So, I don't know if there's more to read there. Now, I might want to do more than 30 degrees though, so what happens there? We'll keep that page open now, Grant. So what was where was I? I'm on here, the wrong bit. So I'd moved 1 just to turn, hadn't I? And my thinking was to, because I want to kind of come down here. I think if I'm here and then I can turn, I'm not quite sure if I've got the ability to do it just yet. So that was 1, 2, and then free turn. So if I free turn 30 degrees, I drop into there, is that right? So that was 2 with a free turn, and then 3, 4, 4. Well, it doesn't matter. If he gets the initiative, Grant, it's game over. So 5. Then you're going to be finishing with a turn, aren't you? I don't think that matters either. Free turn. And I'm finishing with a turn marker. I think if my next move I go 1 free turn, puts me there. I think that's me and his forward arc. Well, we'll see. I'm not feeling too confident about this working now. Anyway, well, we could probably push on and get it finished. Could I? 31 minutes there. Yeah, that's it. And I'm just staying at low altitude. There's not any great need. Okay, that's everybody moved then. Fuel phase, right. Well, actually, we dashed as well, didn't we? So Cobra and Pull Off both would spend a fuel point. Right, I marked them off. Cobra's got plenty though. They've got 10, but the MiG-29A only has 4 boxes, and that's 2 of them marked out. But it doesn't automatically run out of fuel. I think you just have to maybe do some checks, maybe, when there's no boxes left to fill out. Okay. Track phase, all NATO detect NATO flights at deck and rough. Roach might be, but you know what? He's already undetected anyway. Cobra is not at deck and rough, and then all that's adjacent to mountains, isn't it? Yeah, there's none of this adjacent to mountain, so they're not. So we've got a roll though to make to check for detection. So yeah, let's just roll for the Soviets. Sorry, the Warsaw Pact. So that's us rolling on our detection level D. I rolled quite high, 15. So 15 on the D. There's a whole lot of nothing. Well, that's good. Because we don't want them to become undetected. And then their roll on us, Cobra flight, is detected. Their roll on the C column. 9 on the C. There's a spade, I think. Yeah, a spade, and Cobra's a heart anyway, so. But it's a spade with curly brackets. Yeah, it's at low altitude, so it would have worked. Right, so nothing doing there. Right, admin phase. Jump onto that. Again, well, we can just have a quick roll here because Roach has his -1 aggressiveness, so he needs to roll a 21 on 2d10, so can't happen. Pulov does have that roll again, so a 20 would remove his disorder, so we'll go with that. Rolled 7, so not to beat. So none of that. And that's it. The turn's over. We're moving on to turn 8. And just in case I've not got the time, I should probably just cut this. And then, who knows, maybe have a really quick part to put out there for you. 34 minutes. How about that? That's pretty good, eh? I feel like I can move on though, but... Well, just in case, I'll take a pause here and go and check something. Just in case I do put this out as a part. And once I come back, I can make my mind up then. Okay? Right, cheers for now, guys.